guys, it was my message for our Wednesday prayer meeting, and I wanted to share it with you, this message, and I hope that it will inspire you, and some of the things that I've been said will be keep in your heart and in your mind. God bless and enjoy the message. Thank you. Hi, good evening everyone. I just want to share again with you this passage that's found in Mathew chapter 7 verse 1. It says here, Matthew chapter 7 verse 1 till 6 verse 6. Says here, Matthew chapter 7 verse 1, do not judge or you will be judged, for in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the same measure you use, it will measure to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Verse 6, do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. In this passage, let me ask you this. Did Jesus forbid us to judge others? We found it in Matthew chapter 5 verse 20. Matthew chapter 5 verse 20, it says here, for I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. By openly and honestly checking the spiritual condition of our hearts. For example, the Pharisees who were proud of their zealous efforts to follow every details of the Jewish law, could never have admit that they were poor in spirit. They never admitted. Their outward religious legalism covered up their inner spiritual poverty. Even if, do not be like a Pharisee, that even if you're so rich physically, you're so rich in materially, you're so rich and on earthly things that you have right now, but you have a poor spiritual life. You are like beggar, those people who's suffering poverty as you see physically, but not in the spiritual. Their outward religious legalism covered up their inner spiritual poverty. Yes, their outward being rich, being have some kind of a lot of earthly things, money, power, materials, but then their spiritual life is more than like those poor. It's more than like those people who suffered poverty physically. When we confess our need and turn to Jesus for salvation, God make us righteous, which our own efforts could not accomplish. Yes. Like for example, we are suffering right now. We are into poverty right now. But if we turn all those situations, all those kind of life, physically life here on earth, into Jesus. God make us the righteous one, which our own efforts could not accomplish. In Matthew chapter 7 verse 6, Jesus warned his disciples against following the traditions and practices of the Pharisees, who judge others as if they themselves were beyond judgment. What's more, the Pharisees judge people by the letter, not the spirit of the Lord. They're just judging physically, emotionally, mentally. That's it. But by their spirit. So Jesus likely meant, do not judge at all if you judge others the way the Pharisees do. Don't be like the Pharisees. Do not be like the other kind of people that we met. Do not be just like them. For if you judge people that way, you will be judged with the same severity. Although Jesus was calling his disciples to focus on their own sins rather than on anyone else, he was also warning them to remain vigilant. Yes, it's true. We must be focused on ourselves. We must be focused on ourselves. We must be focused on our own sin, on our own mistake, on our own actions. Be vigilant on our own words that comes from our mouth. Be vigilant on our own emotions, on our own mind, on our own thinking from others. Be vigilant. Do not. Be aware. Warn yourself. Don't think something wrong unto others if you don't want that they think what you're thinking about them. Be vigilant on your actions. Be vigilant on your own words. Be vigilant on your own emotions. You must be aware. You must know what was the dirt on your own places, surroundings, than to know the other's dirt. Well, I know all of you who has listened right now knows this kind of quotes that have some versions and whatever, like do not do unto others what others want you to do. Do not do unto others like others don't want to do unto you. I don't know what's the proper phrases, but that's the one and reality thing that we must keep it on our mind. Do not judge others. Do not judge your brothers. Check yourself. Evaluate yourself. Think yourself if you are clean, if you do not do mistakes, if you are not a sinner like the others do. Be vigilant towards it. Like the example of this on Mathew chapter 7 verse 6. Like what Jesus tell in Mathew chapter 7 verse 6, that do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. Yes, it's being useless. It's being useless. As pigs do not and cannot appreciate the value of pearls. Yeah, that's true. Some people do not and cannot appreciate the best of human nature. True. I admitted to myself that sometimes I didn't admit the best of human nature, or I'm in a denial stage that this person do more good or best than me, but I didn't judge them. I was just keeping silence, or I was just appreciate them, not totally appreciate them as I was amazed, but I didn't judge them. Some people do not and cannot appreciate the best of human nature, especially in spiritual matters. Yeah, some people do not appreciate, can't appreciate the best of human nature, especially in spiritual matters. Not judging doesn't mean not discerning. Judging leads to the destruction of another person. Yes, it is. Judging leads to the destruction of another person's value. Why? Because you judge her or him on what you saw, on what you are thinking, negativity, and you entertain in your own mind without noticing that you are destroying that person's value. While discerning is a detecting mechanism for self-protection. Yeah, you need to protect yourself by judging others. You will be the persecutor one and a self-defender. Just like you are the judge and you are the lawyer of your own self, just to defend of what you're being, just to defend yourself of being judging the other one. Jesus' intent is seen in his metaphor of specks and planks on Mathew chapter 7 verse 3 to 5. We all have planks in our eyes, so to speak, to judge people for the little specks stuck in their eyes, while we have big planks in our own is such an arrogant and a foolishness things. Diba? Kaya you can clean the other person while you can't clean your own self. That's so full of teamwork. God, just I don't know, I can't imagine. Yeah. If I evaluate myself, I had sometimes, but sometimes I just can't stop laughing. Just because some people judging you, some people wants you to be clean, but I don't know if they clean their own self too. Those planks in their eyes can see clearly. They are the dangerous lacking in discernment. Since we have all the distorted perspective, we need to either be very humble or live the judgment of God. Let God judge you. Let God judge others, not you, not us, not ours, not no one. Only God can judge us. We always heard that words, that things on our own mind every time. Yeah, let God be the judge of us, not you, not anybody. No one can judge us, only God. We have a moral responsibility to discern between right and wrong. Yeah, good and evil, but only if we are humbly aware. Yeah, we must be humbly aware in every people, everything, in every surroundings, in every person that we met every day, every time, every seconds. But we will never be totally right, and sometimes we'll be dead wrong. Totoo po yan. It's true. Yes. Sometimes we're judging them by their words, by their own actions. But after a few minutes, after a few hours that you know them, we totally dead wrong about what we are thinking of them, what we are thinking of others. We must remember that not only is our ability to judge limited, but we are sinful people. Yes, I can't be proud to say that I am a sinful one. It's a very shameful. We must remember that not only is our ability to judge limited, but we are a sinful one. We are the sinful people who ourselves be judged one day. Thank you very much. I hope that this short messages that I've been shared right now will leave something a little bit that we keep on our minds and in our hearts. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for letting your time and letting your minutes just to listen to me. And I hope one day that we can meet together and share each other. Thank you. God bless.